Alright, Shalom Akim. Say Kal Halalim. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors the apostles and others of great millstone of rule well. And peace and salutation to the Akim Roni will that push this truth to the four corners of the earth. I said I'll go through a few scriptures. I did a video recently and I entitled it How Women or Wives Are Supposed to Be. But I'll leave out a lot of scriptures that I feel in my spirit that I should include and not also now. You understand? Because it does have brothers that is need to learn these things to teach their wives who are actually willing to learn about how the scriptures say that they're supposed to be and so forth. Right? About how the scriptures say they're supposed to be and so forth. And they will even have wives who does watch certain videos who, would like to know how to be and not how society has trained them. Right? I still go through a few scriptures to to further expound on it. Right? So there's the First Timothy 2. I'll start from 9, right? It say in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel. Now that modest apparel do go back to what? It don't go back to when having your body fully covered, even if it's with pants. The scriptures tell women how to dress. Say a woman shall not wear anything that pertains to a man, right? Let me get that. That is Deuteronomy 22 verse 5. It said, a woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord. I remember when I was in the world, I used to think that, as long as a woman wearing a pants that fully covering her body, that is modest dress code, not knowing that women not supposed to wear pants. You understand? Forgive me, this dog. Alright, Salakio. Right, women not supposed to wear these things. Right? When they talk about modest apparel, they're talking about, women wearing skirts or dresses, but they're wearing it, at a certain length. You'll see the kind of training that women is getting in society is what? To wear vulgar, tight and short clothes. Because the reason why society does push these things is because they want women to be like whores. Which is why you'll see in this society when they push things in the fashion industry and so forth, they'll teach women to wear tight clothes, as least clothes as possible, or it's short and vulgar looking, because the reason why they wear it is to gain the attraction of multiple men, or to compete with other women to see who could look the nicest. You understand? That is how society has trained them. Like life is a competition. When really and truly, they're not supposed to be doing that. Right? It said, I'll go back to Timothy. Right? First Timothy 2, I read 9 over. It say in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel. Like you'll see women who just wear clothes fully covering the body, not trying to look sexy for multiple men to lust after them. It say with shamefacedness and sobriety. You understand? Now you see what that shamefacedness go back into. I'll try to go a lot into the definitions in these things so you can see it for yourself, right? Say shamefacedness, Salakia. Say outline the Bible use a sense of shame or honor, modest, bashful, reverence, regard for others, respect, like they have a certain respect for way about them. These women are around here. When you see these women in Babylon, these women who was brought up under Western culture, how it is that there's be. There's had a head up high. You understand? That there's be humble and shamefaced. You know, like to reverence the husband, or to watch the husband and respect. You know, there's wanna act like if the equal. You understand that? That's how they're not supposed to be, but that's how this system has trained them. With shamefacedness and what? Sobriety. I see what the word sobriety means. It means soundness of mind, self-control, sobriety. Okay, scriptures talk about that in what? In Isaiah. I'll read it first. Right? It's Isaiah 3, verse 16, right? It say, moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, high-minded, proud, right? And walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes. Right? Let me see what I would wanton eyes refer to. I'll come back to this. I'll open our next page. Wanton eyes. Sorry, wanton. Said I have what? Wanton eyes. I found it shortly, right? Wanton eyes. The definition here is the definition 3b. It's a causing sexual excitement. You understand? Lustful, sensual. They see women who like to watch you straight up. You know, they walking the road with a man, but they're watching other men straight up in the eyes and batting up the eyes for them. You understand? Because whenever a woman watching you directly in your face and staring you down, what does that entail? That she interested. You understand? That's like a signal she giving you. You understand? Say a definition here. You say one given to self-indulgence, flirtation, or trifling. You understand? And that is how the scriptures say that they are. And that is why the Lord put all these different things on them, like the smiting of the scalp and the stench and all these things. Because these are how women are not supposed to be. You understand? You'll see women, they'll have the man, and then they'll still be, that's how society trained them. When they have no man, they're looking for a man. And when they have a man, they're looking for a backup. You understand that the kind of training that they get? And that is how the behavior is actually portrayed. They're always trying to get that attention. Right? I'll read it over. It say, in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety. Right? Shamefacedness and sobriety. Not with broidered hair, or gold, or pearls, or costly array. Now let me go into that broidered hair. What are you referring to? It had different definitions. I'll get the blue letter first. Right? I'll get the blue letter first. Broidered hair. Right? It say what is woven, plaited, or twisted together. Right? A web. It's a plait, braid, or a net of a basket in which the infant Moses was laid. So you know, like a fancy design. You know, a lot of women like to style up the hair, and the reason why they do that is to what? Is to gain attention. You understand? To get attention from multiple people. Majority of the time, men. Because any time women do these things, is either to gain the attention of multiple men, or to compete with other women, and both reasons are off. Right? Both reasons are off. Let's say I've braided hair. Right, let me go to the into this, right? It said braided hair is ungodly hairdos or unnaturalness created in the hair. It's motivated by the spirit of this world, because that is the one who trained them to do these things. You understand? To be decorating up the hair to receive attraction from multiple people, because these are the things that they see pushing in the fashion industry and so forth, and they just want to look up to these people and want to be like them, and they just follow the things that they just do, and and these people not doing these for good reasons. It's a plaiting of hair refers to ungodly hairdos and style used by some women. It said these includes plaiting jewels and other substances in the hair to give it charming attraction, which is what I just talked about, the attraction. Because I would doing it for to receive attraction from multiple people, men. Right? Let me go through a few pictures. We see all these things that women is doing in society, which under the guise of what I say fashion, to to live your best life, to be the standout woman. No, the standout woman is not one who decks herself and looks all pretty for everybody to watch her. Yeah, we'll go more into that. You understand? There's some little examples. All these foolish little things that there's one to do, painting up the face with makeup, all these kind of things. You understand? This is not things of the scriptures. You understand? Especially some of one or two of these Facebook Israelites, women who you see trying to do the same thing but in a nicer form to make it look more acceptable. But really and truly, the inward adorning is not what they're focusing on. They're still focusing on the outward. If you tell them don't put on no makeup and no jewelry, you understand, they might want to eat off your head. All these is just little examples of the kind of programming that Esau does train. Well, when you go on the beach, where you wear a two-piece, so you wear one piece, a bathing suit, you show off your body. You understand? All these things are training that the great whore Babylon trained the other women to do. You understand? If Babylon is the great whore, it wouldn't train women to be anything else but whores. You understand? Wearing dresses like this, and nobody, everything covered properly. That is how women supposed to dress. That's an example. Not the ones who wearing dresses up to the thigh, half the ass sticking out. You understand? You're supposed to have your body fully covered. As I made a statement to somebody some time ago, and I asked them, I say, how much Muslim women you guys ever see getting raped? You hardly ever see on the news that Muslim women does get raped. Why? Because they just wear full clothes, covering the full body. The women you just see getting raped is the ones that like to dress, promiscuous, and like to stimulate the minds of other men. When you're dressing tight clothes, or the crotch printing out, men will lust after you, and then eventually you'll reach that point where what? They'll see you walking somewhere and they might try to interfere with you. But women who actually covering the whole body and not pushing off that vibration, that they want every man to focus on them. People don't pay attention to them, because that is not the aura that they're giving off. That is not the vibration they're giving off, and that is not the way they're trying to look. But that is how this system does teach them to be. Alright? The more people like you is the better for you. You understand? That is when you know you're somebody, when everybody like you. That is the things that this system does teach. Not knowing that is not something you're supposed to be striving towards. You say 1 Peter 3, or start from 1. Right? You say, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, which is another trait of a good wife, according to the Lord's standard, to obey a husband. You understand? It didn't say obey him if you like what he tell you, or to obey him if you find he make more money than you. The Lord didn't set exceptions in between. He said to obey a husband, which is something a lot of them just like to make excuses for. They don't want to obey the husband. They want to do what they want, and that is the privileges that Esau does give them in the system. Dear, I thought I'd close this. So like, yeah, one second. Yeah, so like, yeah, and that's the privilege that Esau gave them in the system, because that is script, that is prophecy. It say a woman shall come past a man. So you'll see these women have privilege to do what they feel like instead of doing what they're supposed to do. You understand? They just drink of that Babylon juice. They don't try to. Whenever it is women have a problem, they don't look to the scriptures. You understand? To see what they're supposed to and not supposed to do. They just look to Esau's system. Or anything remotely close to these scriptures, they will go to the pastor. They will bypass the head, which is the husband, and they will go straight to the pastor and ask the pastor what they should do. And the pastor will tell them to do something contrary to the husband, which is against the law. And they will do that. Like if they're married to the pastor. Because really and truly they don't follow the Lord's ordinance. Right? It said, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may be without the word. They also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives. Because if women are actually practicing these things and trying to keep the mind sober and so forth, when they sit down among these other wives, you understand, who going off, they will end up getting caught up in it also. You understand? Women majority of the times be like what? There's be like sheep. Once one doing something, another one does follow. It say, while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear. You understand? It say, whose adorning, let it not be of the outward adorning of plaiting the hair and of wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparels. Now that don't mean that you can't look presentable in society, but you're supposed to be, you're not dressing to be a supermodel. That is not the mindset you're supposed to be in. You're not dressing to say you're looking better than everybody on the block. Like all these women that's dressed when they put on something, the first thing that's thinking in their head is, hey, I gonna look better than everybody in the area. That is not the mindset you're supposed to be in. You understand? You're not a model in the fashion industry. He's not a model. And the word model, when you look at one of the definitions, is a whore. You understand? Because really and truly, that is the training that women out here just get to be whores. But that is not the mindset you're supposed to be on. You're supposed to dress according to a certain standard. Not to be appeasing to everybody around you, but to look presentable, one, and to dress suitable, especially to your husband's standard. If your husband is a man of the Lord, he will tell you what good and what not good to dress. Because if a lot of the times, if you had to make your own choice, you wouldn't always choose, what is suitable. I'll go through a few pictures with that in a while. Alright? It say, but let it be the hidden man of the heart, in the which is not corruptible, right? Which is not corruptible, even the ornaments of a meek and quiet spirit, which is something these Jake women do possess, a quiet and meek spirit. Most of them loud, like to argue. It say, which is in the sight of Yahweh of great price. So that would make women special in the sight of the Lord, when they have certain characteristics like this. You understand? Not doing what I feel like and saying, God know my heart. Yes, he's going to destroy you. He's going to destroy you because he does know your heart. And you know that it is wicked. It say, verse 5, it say, for after this manner in the old time, the holy women also who trusted in power. So this giving you an example. In other words, they say these are the things that the holy women who actually trusted in God. This is how they used to think and operate and carry themselves. So all these things is an example for you to follow, right? It say adorning themselves, being subject unto their own husbands, right? It say even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well, right? So you class as a daughter of Sarah, not just because you're a woman and you have a crutch. Your class as a daughter of Sarah when you're actually trying to fulfill these things, just like she did, right? You see, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement, right? We'll do a Google search. See if I'll find what I'm looking for here. I'm trying to get like a conceptual idea. Okay, you see how I want to get an idea, just forgive this this light colored nonsense. But trying to look for how women actually used to dress. Okay, you see long time women used to have their head covered. It wasn't this nonsense with the coins around the head and so forth, no. But they used to be fully covered. You understand? There wasn't dressing and decking up the hair to appease multiple men, but they would address what was actually called appropriately. Now wearing short clothes, and putting a set of makeup on your face. Probably in our next video I might have a better picture. But it was much different from how women is dressed today. Right? They used to cover up themselves properly. Not these scandalous ones. They used to cover up themselves properly. Never used to have all these fancy things here. I don't know who making all these conceptual arts, but they used to be fully covered. They wasn't walking around looking at every man that passed every mirror that passed by, the watching to see how much the ass cocking out. You understand? That wasn't the mindset that they were on. They were soberly minded and meek. Right? Anyway, all this was edifying, right? With that, I'd like to say Kal Halal, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, and Kal Halayim, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakah Kodash, Double honors the apostles and the laws of great Millstone that rule well, and peace and salutation to the Akim around the world that push us through to the four corners of the earth, right? There's your Abba from me GMS Trinidad East Camp, saying Shalom, Akim, stay strong. Just lastly, I'll say death to these 2/3. You understand? And death to these women that don't want to actually do the Lord's will. Because destruction is going to come upon all they that don't want to serve the Lord and actually be how He wants them to be. The Lord is going to destroy them. All they that want to follow, whether say to worship the beast and his image, to actually do the things that the society teach them, which is contrary to the scriptures. When that time comes, they will be destroyed. Shalom.